Hi there, I'm Cheryl Truesdale, and I am thrilled that you're here with me for today's episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. And I am so excited about what I'm sharing this week because I know it is going to put a spotlight on how amazing you truly are. Now, this week's episode is designed to eliminate a self-sabotaging habit that crushes self-esteem. So stay tuned to find out if you have the bad habit I'm exposing today. And of course, I'm going to share my strategy to replace this bad habit with a new habit that actually maximizes your sense of self-worth. Now, if you have ever been guilty of comparing yourself to somebody else, then you've probably felt the pain of feeling like, well, you just don't measure up. If you've ever compared yourself to somebody else, then you can relate to the bad habit that I'm exposing today. Unhealthy comparison. Every time I get caught up in this competitive mode, it just never seems to end well. It always seems to minimize my sense of self-worth, and I kind of end up feeling like crap afterwards. When I compare myself to somebody else, it kind of goes like this. Oh my gosh, look how amazing she is. And man, I kind of suck. Can you relate? Well, I've discovered a strategy that stops the self-sabotaging competitive cycle immediately. So instead of minimizing how you feel about yourself, this strategy actually maximizes how you feel about yourself. Instead of your self-esteem getting crushed, it is going to soar. When you use the strategy that I'm showing you in this episode, you will be free from self-sabotaging comparison that steals your joy and your self-esteem. Sound good? Well, let me ask you a question. What kind of feelings do you experience when you compare yourself to other people? Are they generally positive, or do they tend to be more negative? When you compare yourself to others, does it maximize or does it minimize how you feel about yourself? Now, in my personal experience, nothing good ever comes when I compare myself to other people. Comparison like this is completely destructive. Now, I don't know about you, but when I do it, it always makes me feel worse about myself. I start feeling the pain from thinking that I'm less than or worthless, and sometimes I just feel like a big loser. Yeah, not good for self-esteem, wouldn't you agree? My bad habit of comparison kept me trapped feeling bad about myself. Did you know that as soon as you start comparing yourself with others, you begin a competition with them in your brain? Now, this happens because comparison causes your brain to see things through a competitive lens, meaning everything you feel about yourself, once you start comparing yourself to somebody else, is filtering through this competitive lens. From that point forward, how you see yourself in comparison to another person can only minimize your sense of value and worth. Now, this is because the competitive lens causes our brains to analyze and critique, which is why you automatically start noticing the distinctions that cause you to make negative judgments about yourself. Are you seeing how comparing yourself to somebody else automatically sets you up to feel less than? Every time I compare myself to others, I sabotage my self-esteem. So what if you were able to replace the competitive lens with a more healthy lens, a lens that allows you to feel great about yourself and appreciate the awesomeness of others? Now, through this healthy lens, your brain is able to see and appreciate differences as qualities that complement each other. Once you adopt a healthy lens, you're able to see other people's gifts and talents and also be able to appreciate your own at the same time. This is so awesome. Once I got this, I got out of my own way and stopped stifling my self-esteem. Once I adopt a healthy lens, I felt supported rather than stepped on, because now I could see how differences actually complete me rather than compete with me. Are you seeing how making a shift in lenses actually changes your perception? So let's take a look at how I make this shift. So basically, to make the shift from comparing yourself to others to being able to appreciate the amazing, unique qualities that we all possess requires that you replace the competing lens with a new, healthier lens that I like to call the completing lens. Now, unlike the competing lens, the completing lens positions you to notice all the gifts and talents of other people and see how they actually complement your own amazing qualities. You see, each person is created uniquely on purpose so that they can make the unique contribution that only they can make. Do you realize the fact that you're unique is the very thing that makes you so valuable? I mean, think about it. Every single person is different. There are not two people who are exactly alike, right? Well, this tells me there must be a reason that we're all created this way. We are all unique. So this tells me that we each have something that only we can share with the world. This means that each person is irreplaceable. This means that you are irreplaceable. You do matter, my friend. And creation cries out for that unique contribution that only you can give to make the world complete. Now, I have a perfect analogy for this. I want you to imagine that you are a piece of a puzzle, and that every other person is a different piece of the same puzzle. Now, in order for this puzzle to be complete, each piece must take its proper spot. Without each piece fitting precisely into the place that only it can fill, the puzzle can never be complete. And this is why your unique contribution is equally important as every other piece of the puzzle. So I want you to remember this, my friend. That competing lens is going to minimize your sense of value and worth. But the completing lens, that is going to maximize how you see yourself and the value of other people. It is a total win-win situation. You know, right now is a perfect time for me to share a quote from yours truly. So feel free to send this out into Twitter land. Are you ready? Instead of competing with each other, let's focus on how we complete each other. Tweet, tweet. So here's my strategy for switching out those lenses as soon as you start noticing that you are feeling like you just don't measure up. Simply redirect your mind. You tell your brain what you want it to do instead of your brain telling you what to do. Consciously make the choice to replace the competing lens with the completing lens. So how do you do this, you ask? How do you direct your brain to swap out these lenses? Well, here's what I do. The next time you notice that you're competing or comparing, I want you to interrupt your thoughts and say these words. Stop competing. We're all designed to complete each other. Just by speaking these words, you set your brain on a new trajectory. Now any differences are filtered through the completing lens so you can make a positive interpretation of both yourself and others. Now when you notice the differences between you and other people, you see them as the gifts they truly are, designed to complement and complete you. So ladies, let's decide right now to stop competing with each other and instead redirect our minds to focus on how we complete each other. So there you have it, my strategy for developing a new habit that will maximize your sense of self-worth, giving your self-esteem a major boost. Now, because I'm excited to hear how this strategy is going to work for you, I want to challenge you to go out and use it right away. The next time you notice that you are comparing yourself, I want you to use this strategy and then let me know your results by leaving a comment over at CherylTruesdale.com. Your comments may be the encouragement that someone else needs to realize just how amazing they are. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day. Got someone in mind? Then all you have to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. I am truly honored that you joined me for today's episode of Cheryl Shares TV. Now, to make sure that you get your dose of inspiration every week, head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you'll be sure to never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter. And you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. I'll see you next week, my friend. Bye.